And the master commended the dishonest steward for acting prudently, for the children of this world are more prudent in dealing with their own generation than are the children of light. My dear, very, very, very clever people, I mean, that's what the gospel's about. The gospel's all about being clever, intelligent, smart, witty in all circumstances. Now, there are a lot of clever people out here, I'm sure. And the most clever are usually children, trying to be sneaky and clever and getting what they want, even though they should not have what they want or desire. And the message is simple. As clever and as trickery and as intelligent as we are in doing what is not always right, we're supposed to be even that clever in doing what is right and good. Let me give you 2 examples of my being clever. And it really will date me, the first one. I was in the 3rd grade. Well, I missed the whole 3rd grade. I was at a heart hospital in the cities. I had rheumatic fever. My parents came to visit, as they always would, especially on Sundays. And we didn't have TV at that time. That was many, many years ago. And I had a radio. I loved the radio. I had music. I loved the music. Now, of course, this radio didn't come without a fee. You had to put a dime for each hour. That's fine. What's a dime in those days? And besides, Dad gave me a lot of dimes, a whole handful of dimes. So I could listen to this radio night and day, whatever I wanted, to my delight. Well, after the first hour, and I knew the hour was up, the way I knew the hour was up, because I would hear a little click, which means the dime was going into another place in the radio. Well, I said to myself, I bet I wouldn't have to pay at all. Just next time, about 5 minutes before the hour is up, I'm going to tip the radio upside down. And that's all I needed. I had enough dimes forever. Well, Dad came and Dad said, "My son, do you need any more dimes?" And he saw there was none in front of the radio. I had stashed them away someplace. I said, "No, Dad, I don't need any dimes." He said, "What do you mean, son? You don't need any dimes? Aren't you listening to the radio?" I listen to it day and night. "Well, you must need more dimes." "No, Dad. Because when I put a dime in there, after 55 minutes, I tip the radio upside down and I use the dime again." Now, contrary to the gospel, I didn't get no commendation for my dishonesty. I got the look. Now, if you ever get a look from Mom and Dad, no more words are needed. I got the look. It was silent. "Well, son, let's talk about other things." And so we visited for the rest of the day and everything else. I knew he disapproved of my being clever, did not comment on my being clever, did not say yay or nay or whoopee, "Oh, aren't you a clever son? I'm so proud of you." No. But what's interesting, as Dad left my room, after he had left, I looked at the radio, and there was more dimes there. I got the message. Even though I was clever, and it was just a little thing, a dime, I was dishonest. I gave myself credit, but I still was dishonest. Story number 2. As I grow older, I become more clever, but I become clever in good ways. And that's the message of the gospel. The gospel wants us to be clever in doing good. I'll never forget, it was about the last day in February. I needed to mail in my income tax. We don't make much, but we still have to pay taxes, okay? And so I needed to get extra postage. And as I came into the post office there in Mankato, 3 people were in front of me. And before ever I got waited on, there was about 7 more behind me. The person who was first, I thought it was going to take forever. It must be mailing to the whole world. And you could sense what everybody was thinking. This is one time we all thought the same. Even I was thinking the same thing they were thinking. They were thinking, why do we only have one person on duty? That was the thing they were thinking. One lady. Number 2, they were thinking, oh yeah, just like the government. They don't get anything done. They're not efficient. Well, we could go on saying what people were thinking, but you know what they were thinking. And you could feel the impatience all over, all around us, including myself. I'm not a patient man. And I thought, oh my gosh, if I ever get up there, should I say something? Because the person right in front of me said, I'm going to tell her off. I'm going to tell her, why don't you have more people on duty here helping us? We pay our taxes. Oh, so we get the whole lingo. Okay, the whole story. Oh, I said, ma'am, I don't know if that's the route to go. But you do what you have to do. Well, thankfully, she did not go that route. So what was I going to do? I'm going to be clever. Clever in the ways of God. Now, a lot of people knew who I was. They knew I was a priest, even though I wasn't dressed as a priest, but I've been in Mankato for quite a few years, and a lot of people see me. Besides, the clerk would know who I am. My envelope says Reverend. And so I thought, well, how to turn a bad situation into a good situation. What am I going to do? What am I going to say? And so as I got up to her, and I wanted to speak this very loudly so everybody could hear, I said, Madam, I want to thank you for your patience with all of us. Well, you could have heard the rest of the people not fully in agreement. Now, we do not know if she was patient. We don't know what was going in her mind. She probably was anxious, eager to get home. She may have a sick child at home. She may have an illness, maybe be bothering her. But what did I have to lose by being clever for the Lord and for her? You could sense a sigh of hope, a sigh of belief. She said, thank you very much. I'll be back here next weekend, and you can tell me if you have a chance or see me around and say, hey, I'm clever too. Let me tell you how clever I am in proclaiming the message of Jesus the Lord. And I'll tell you what, the more clever we can do and be in taking a bad situation and making it better is what the gospel is all about. I thank you in advance that you too may be about doing the same.